Hello, Carson City. This is Pete Carrington here from KKP Golden Connection, and I want to tell you guys a little bit about SEO and SEM and what these acronyms mean and what they mean for your business and how they can help your business. So first of all, SEO has a broad scope of ideas of what it is, and there's also a lot of details involved with it too. So first I'll give you the broad scope. The broad scope, it stands for search engine optimization, and SEM stands for search engine marketing. Now, what they pretty much have the same thing in common because your overall goal is marketing your business, getting your business out there, reaching more clients. And with SEO, what we're using, the tool that we're using is the web, and more about 90% of the time it's with Google. It's getting your web properties. I'm not just going to say website. Getting your web properties found, clicked on by customers, getting your business found, and getting more customers to your business. That's the overall idea. That's the goal that we want to reach here. We want your website or your web pages, whatever you have out there, your Yelp reviews, Yellow Pages, all these listings that you could possibly have for your business. We want them to get found by local customers or people coming through Carson City, and we want them to find your business and become your customers. Now, with that comes along a lot of detail work, a lot of small things that you need to know. There's a lot of rules. Google is constantly changing their rules. We call them the algorithms because they have these what we call bots that go through all your web properties, your entire business. They're constantly going through your entire online portfolio, whether it be your website or all these other properties that you could possibly have. And they see how well connected your business is. So they kind of give you a rating. Now these algorithms change over time, and over time there's been some loopholes in the system that some people have used with SEO, and over time that Google has found out about those, so they became what we call black hat. The best way to stay white hat. You want everything to be pure and clean. You want it to be set up right, and that's very, very important for your business. It's very, you don't have to have the fanciest website. You don't have to have the best information. You don't have to have anything the best. But what you do have to have is everything set up right. You have to have all your ducks in a row, as we should say. And to do this, it's very time consuming, and you have to have a lot of knowledge about what is Google looking for. And what we do at KKP is we help businesses large and small rank we could either have them rank for local searches, or we can have them found for more global or national searches. We tend to focus more on the local searches, one, because it is a little bit easier to rank for the local searches, and we find that that's what actually brings the local businesses more business. You know, if you're in Carson City and someone's searching on the web for a plumber and they find a plumber in Carson City in Google, they're probably not going to use that service. So we want local searches. We want you to be found, and we want that local customer to become your customer. So with that said, let's take a look at Google. I just typed Carson City in here, and we see what comes up first. That's the carsoncity.org site. So you see all these sites come up. Now, just looking at the scope of what comes up in Google, if you do a broad term, like a large term like Carson City, it's just going to be more information, just like Wikipedia is always going to be number one. But let's do a search like Carson City plumber. So I'm looking for a plumbing service in Carson City, kind of an emergency here, and I need a plumber. So I'm just going to go into Google really quick, and these are called our search terms, Carson City plumber. That's the whole search term. And for that search term, if you are number one in Carson City, if you are number one on this page, you're probably going to get more business than the other plumbers out there. So every time you search in Google, different things come up, and that's going to play an important role in your SEO strategy of what kind of web property is Google really looking for this. So it looks like for this web property, there's only one ad for the plumber. So right there, right off the bat, there's room for other ads here. Google tends to now change their rules. They have 4 ads on here. So if you're a local plumber in Carson City, you could be taking advantage, and you could be competing with this Roto-Rooter plumbers, who are probably a pretty big company, Roto-Rooter. So they have some good money for advertising. But you can see how much these clicks are, and over time, maybe a month or 2 months, you give it the ad running, you see how much business it could possibly bring in for you. The next thing is, these are listings that Google finds, local listings. Now, how did these guys wind up out here? And if you're a plumber watching this in Carson City, you might be like, well, why isn't my business up there? It's because these businesses have their web properties set up properly for Google. Google looks at them and is like, we like the way that they set up their business online. That is SEO. So you can now separate the idea of SEO just from a website. Now you're looking at your entire online portfolio. So Jet Plumbing, Heating, and Drain Services probably set up their web properties pretty well. Now, I'm not saying that they're the best and you can't compete with them. But as an SEO company, what we would do for you is we would look into how these other companies are set up and compare how your company is set up. And we would compete with them, and we would try to outdo them, right? And get your plumbing service up here and ranking. Now, if I scroll down a little bit, you see Yelp. Yelp is a big one. So if you're a local service, you definitely want to be on Yelp, and you want to have 5-star reviews. You want to have good reviews. Yellow Pages. There's Roto-Rooter again. There's their main website. So they have a location in Carson City. So Google goes through their Roto-Rooter site, which they probably have locations in a lot of places, and they see that they're relevant for Carson City. They have a page about Carson City, about their services there. So they rank. There's more. There's Porch. Here's like 10 best rated plumbers. So this might be, there could be posts on here about plumbing. You could have pages that are educating people about the plumbers in Carson City, or plumbing problems that people might have in Carson City. Maybe there's something specific to Carson City about plumbing. Sorry for overusing this plumbing idea. I don't want to go into, you could just put your business, your service in place of plumber. Now, when I say that, I don't mean the name of your business, not like Roto-Rooter, right? Roto-Rooter, of course, they're probably going to be number 1 in Google for that term, but that's not what people are just searching for when they're looking for a service. They're using a term as opposed to your company name. Now, they might, maybe something like McDonald's, people might be like, where's a McDonald's in Carson City, if they know exactly what restaurant place they're looking for. But if people have no idea what they want to eat, they might just type restaurants in Carson City. And if you're a restaurant, that's what you want to be ranking for. Okay, so you could take that word plumber and just insert whatever your service, product, whatever you're selling to people in there. So it could be Carson City real estate agent, Carson City real estate Carson City, all these different terms that you want to be competing with. So with that said, now there's a difference between just SEO, local SEO, and national SEO. So national SEO tends to be a little bit more difficult to rank for. Those are big competition words, and those are more for national businesses, where you want to be, maybe if you're selling products online, so you could sell to anyone, you could sell something to someone in New York. There you would want to be ranking for the national. So if you're selling like some natural beauty products, it's going to be a lot more competition, and you're most likely going to have to put a lot more money into your SEO. You're going to have to find, we're going to have to dig deeper and have a long-term SEO campaign going, where you're constantly making new content. Where local tends to be a little bit quicker, especially like a place like Carson City. Now, San Francisco is going to be a lot harder, right? To be number 1 for San Francisco plumber, there's going to be a lot more competition, right? There's a lot more companies out there, and there's big plumbing companies that have put a lot of money into their SEO research and development. So, but Carson City, still, a fairly small city. Um, there are a lot of businesses, but smaller local places like Carson City tend to not have as much competition, not have as many businesses putting so much money into SEO. They might not know so much about SEO, or they might be kind of skeptical spending money on something that, you can't really see. You don't see it right off the bat. So it's not like having your website redesigned. Like, wow, I see the website right there. SEO is a little more subtle. That subtlety is the timing that it takes for your web properties to grow and to build, and for Google to even recognize them. Google just doesn't automatically instantly go through all the websites on the internet and say, oh, now this one's better. It takes time. Google analyzes, they compare, and it could take months for your website to start ranking a little bit higher. It could take up to 6 to 9 months for your website to even pop up onto page one. But along that time, you could see progress. You can see your website going up. Maybe it's on page 3, then it's on page 2. So it's pretty exciting, actually. It's an exciting development. And again, it takes a lot of expertise. It takes a lot of detail work, and I repeat, you don't want to set things up wrong. You don't want to even start off. You don't even want to start off setting up your Google account the wrong way. If you set up your Google properties, like your business, your Google business, and your profile pages and everything like that, if you start off setting up that the wrong way, Google's just not going to be able the Google bots are just going to get confused by how your business is set up, and they're not really going to dig it, and you're probably going to have a lot more trouble getting onto page one. So I really advise you finding an SEO company that has done this before, that has worked with local companies in Carson City, that has the expertise, has the experience, and is constantly keeping up with competition, keeping up with the Google algorithms, with the new rules, and only uses white hat practices, and is very easy to work with. And that is us at KKP Golden Connection. We have worked with companies in Carson City before. We have worked with companies in Reno, South Lake Tahoe, Grass Valley, actually all across Northern California. And we've had a lot of success, especially in the local business sector. And we look forward to you contacting us and seeing what we can do with your SEO. Your first step is going to be, why don't you go ahead and you could check out KKP Golden Connection, and you could see actually what your website scores for SEO. So this will actually go through, you can put your website in here, put your keyword of what you'd like to rank for, so that like Carson City Plumber, Carson City Restaurants. Give us your name and email, and we'll give you this free scan. You can look through it, and let us know what you think about your results. If you think your results are great, great. But remember, your website is only one part of your SEO. When you work with us, when we work together, we're going to go through all of your web properties. We're going to really put your business together into a tight-knit, good package that has longevity, that is going to really, over time, get your business out there and get it found. So your next step is going to be to fill out this client discovery form and tell us a little bit about your business, so we get a good idea. Even before we connect with you the first time, we just get a good idea of what your business is about, what your goals are for your business. And then we'll take it from there. So we look forward to working with you. We look forward to meeting you. We're always excited to take on new businesses and to see what businesses out there are doing. We're really connected to this area. We really love Carson City, the South Lake Tahoe, Reno. We like to see this business, this area growing. The business is growing and expanding. And we'd like to help your business do the same. All right, take care.